Sega's Yakuza series is one of my favourite series of all time. I played the original back in 2005 and I absolutely loved it. I sadly never played the second one, so I didn't get back into the series until last year when I played Yakuza 3. It's an excellent transition of the series, from current gen to next gen, with excellent gameplay, excellent graphics, and a great story. I've now played Yakuza 4, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys should play it, and here's why. The story takes place 1 year after the events of Yakuza 3. We have 4 different characters in this one. Shun Akiyama, who's a moneylender, Taiga Saejima, who's a convict on death row, Masayoshi Tanimura, who's a detective in the Community Safety Division of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police, and series regular Kazuma Kiryu. They get embroiled in this plot of betrayal and conspiracies, and the story is absolutely excellent. I don't want to say a lot about it because I don't want to spoil it. It's a good story. You really need to play the game to experience the story. It's well written and the characters have great personalities. You'll like some of them, you may not like a few of them, but the characters overall are really, really good. It's not all about the story though in Yakuza 4, there is some great gameplay here as well. The fighting, the key element of any Yakuza game, is just as good and easy to perform as ever. Simple button presses bring combos, and thanks to each of the characters having their own fighting style, the fighting never gets monotonous, and thanks to the leveling up you learn new abilities, such as new finishing maneuvers, new combos, and such. Each fighting style has a sort of strength. Akiyama's strength is kicks. He's very fast with them, and he's very powerful with them. Saejima's, he's sort of a brawler. He can lift heavy stuff and he has devastating attacks. Tanimura is a defensive fighter with parries and blocks being his sort of main weapon, as with attacks as well. And Kazuma Kiryu is the all-rounder. He uses each of the fighting styles, but he doesn't specialize in a certain type like the others. It's not all about the fighting in Yakuza 4 though. There's so much to do. There's a ton of content. You can play minigames such as baseball, table tennis, you can go to Club Sega and play arcades, you can play the UFO catcher game, you can go to hostess clubs, you can do side quests, you can play poker, mahjong, there's so much to do. The story, which lasts 25 to 30 hours, only takes up about 5% of completion. That just shows you how much content is in the game, and it's crazy for such a story-focused game that there's so much open-world content. The good thing is, though, when you do beat the game, you unlock the Premium Adventure Mode, which allows you to freely explore the game's world without any worry of the story getting in the way. So I recommend beating the main story first and then doing all the fun stuff in the Premium Adventure Mode. The sound is great too in Yakuza 4 with excellent Japanese voice acting with English subtitles. I've preferred this now to the English voice acting that was in Yakuza 1, which was pretty fucking awful. Trust me, you don't want to hear it. You don't, seriously. If you don't like just having games in a different language with subtitles, you might find it very hard to get into Yakuza 4 because it has a lot of this. Luckily though, the voice acting is really good and, the localization is good, which is always nice. The music in the game is really good with great tunes playing while you're fighting, and the main theme to the game is brilliant. It's even on my iPod, I love it so much. The graphics in the game are carried over from Yakuza 3 with a few little improvements here and there. The facial animations are still incredibly good. During the cutscenes, they're so realistic. I mean, they're really impressive. I must say, Sega did a fantastic job with the engine. The game looks great overall, with the character models looking well detailed, and they animate very well. It's just a shame though that the random NPCs are basically PS2 character models up-resed. They're kind of disappointing looking, but I can understand that they couldn't really make every character look great, so that's sort of excusable. The environment though is really well detailed and has a great atmosphere, so you really enjoy it, and the frame rate is really smooth. It never slows down, which is great. Overall, Yakuza 4 is a great sequel. It improves on a lot of the things that Yakuza 3 did, but also adding a lot of new content. If you're a Yakuza fan, you still haven't played 4, play it. If you're looking to get into the series, play Yakuza 4, but I'd recommend playing the earlier games in the series. But luckily, Yakuza 4 gives you the option to get the plot of each game by watching these sort of reminiscent cutscenes in the reminisce option in the menu. So if you don't want to play through the originals, you just want to go straight into Yakuza 4, I'd recommend watching them first, because you won't really understand a lot of the stuff in Yakuza 4's story, because it sometimes references past events. So I recommend watching those. But overall, play Yakuza 4. It's an excellent game. I give it a 9.5 out of 10, and I give it my personal recommendation. I'll see you guys later, and be sure to tune in for more reviews and stuff coming in the week. I'll see you guys later. Bye!